Well, welcome back to Hoisington, Kansas, to the Hoisington Invitational mid-season basketball tournament, the Winter Jam. We just finished the girls' game where they had the victory. The boys are getting ready to play here. The boys are the number 1 seed, and they will play the number 8 seed Ellinwood Eagles. The Eagles came into this tournament before they were 2-6 as of last Tuesday. And well, I'm looking at the wrong one. Ellinwood was 3-5, and I know they lost to Hoisington last Friday by 12 or 14, something like that. So they're 3-6 now. The Lions are 7-1. You can use it till the end of this game. Well, we're ready to do battle here and see if we can get. We've got the girls on the winner side of the bracket. We need to see if we get the boys on the winner side of the bracket tonight. Scott's back.
Yeah, welcome back as Minneapolis in there. They are the number 1 seed, the Ellinwood Eagles, the number 8 seed. It could have been a toss-up. Ellinwood and Russell both with the same records, and Minneapolis and Hoisington with the same records. So in Minneapolis, the 1 seed, Hoisington, the 2 seed. Minneapolis will take on the Ellinwood Eagles. Minneapolis in their home white, Ellinwood in their blue. Looking down the list here, they've got a senior 6'5", another junior at 6'3". The rest of them, size-wise, they match up pretty good at 5'9", 5'10". Actually, we might have some size advantage on some of them. They've got a 6'1" Kyle. I'm not sure. Blakesley, a sophomore at 6'1", but Minneapolis getting ready to do battle here against the Ellinwood Eagles. Minneapolis suffering their first loss of the season against Beloit the other night at Beloit, and I'm sure they're looking at trying to rebound from this one and try to get back on the winning note.
Yes, hopefully we can get that behind us and move on down the road here, get back on the winning side of things.
Ellinwood not too far down the road from here, so I'm sure they'll bring in a crowd, have a crowd here to cheer them on as the Minneapolis Lions and the Ellinwood Eagles getting ready to do battle here as the starter for the Ellinwood Eagles, number 2, Kyle Corbett, a 5'10" senior for Minneapolis. Number 3, by a senior for Minneapolis, for number 3, Casey Arterman. Number 32 for the Ellinwood Eagles, Tanner Osborne, a 5'10" senior. Number 35, number 33, Brett Wheelam, 6'5" senior. In Minneapolis, Kyler Macy getting a start tonight. Kyler Macy, a 5'9" senior. Grayson George,
4 seniors. All 5 seniors starting tonight.
Yeah, all starters. Number 43 for Ellinwood is Kyle Clausen, a 6' junior. And number 50, 6'3", Ian Goring, a 6'3" junior. And for Minneapolis, number 33, another senior, and Dylan Crossan, 6'3". So Minneapolis starting all seniors tonight against this Falls club here. The only senior not getting started, of course, Garrett Pounds with 6 seniors. Can't start all 6. So, but hey, defensive-wise, I like the combination of Kyler Macy and as well as Garrett Doherty from a defensive standpoint. They are superb on the defensive side, and that maybe Coach Shute saw something on that, and maybe that's why they got him in here. We're not sure what Ellinwood brings to the floor, but we'll find out here in a minute as Minneapolis and the Ellinwood Eagles getting ready to do battle here. So Minneapolis and Ellinwood getting ready to tip here. Grayson George will jump against number 33 for the Eagles, Brent Whelan. And ball's up, and it will go in the hands of,
good jumper, can't take it. Nobody touched it, so it's a rejump.
Rejump, so. This time it'll go in the hands of Doherty to set it up. Garrett Doherty with the ball. Gets it over to Macy. Macy rolls back around, gets it into Grayson George. Grayson drives, shot up and off the mark, and rebounded by number 50, Goring. Goring brings down the rebound, gets it back in the hands of number 2, which is Corbett. Corbett, a senior. Corbett guarding tight here. Back on the outside, gets it back to Christensen. Or excuse me, I'm sorry, Clausen. Three-point shot up and no good. Rebounded by Goring. Goring back in the top of the key to Corbett, and it'll be kicked by Minneapolis off the mark. It will stay with the Eagles.
You don't see the post players line up for threes very often.
Not very often. Clausen inbounds. Gets it back to the top of the key into Corbett. Corbett guarded by Macy. Corbett rolls around the right-hand side, gets it back over to Clausen. Nice hands by Kyler Macy, and the steal right there gets it up in the hands of Garrett Doherty. Garrett up and good. Nice steal and a finish by Garrett Doherty. Minneapolis takes the early lead. All goes back in the hands of Corbett. Corbett guarded by Macy. Looks to the double team at the top. And they do force the double team. Nice job by Garrett Doherty as they force the double team and the turnover. It goes off of Corbett's feet and it'll stay with the lines. Nice job by Macy and Doherty. They saw something, and Macy and Doherty gets the double team right there. Argenbright to set it up, rolls to the right-hand side. Casey looks down low, has nothing, gets it back to Doherty. Doherty looking down low to Crossan. Back to Doherty, into Crossan. Crossan,
oh, jeez.
Wow.
That was not a lowered shoulder.
No, it wasn't. Dylan Crossan gets his first personal foul there, first team foul. They'll go back to the Eagles. 2-0, Lions with the lead. Corbett with the ball, guarded by Macy. So, and there's going to be a foul on Argenbright.
Argenbright lost his balance and ended up laying over on top of the offensive player from Ellinwood.
So they're trapping them once they get across the half-court line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think we want to get into a half-court game with them. So let them get set.
Corbett on the outside, guarded by Macy. Macy with the quick defense, and Ellinwood's going to call a timeout. So the Eagles will call a timeout, so we will go ahead and take one with them. 2-0 here early, 6 minutes in the first quarter. Lions with the lead. You're listening to 910 KNA.com as well as Eagle Communication Channel 8.
Where do you go when you need groceries? Jeans IGA, of course. Jeans is proud to be a sponsor of Minneapolis sports and hopes that you'll encourage your children to be as competitive in the classroom as they are in sports. Jeans IGA, a proud sponsor of today's game.
The State Bank of Delphus and Glasgow and the Ottawa County Bank in Minneapolis are locally owned community banks committed to making your banking experience as easy and personal as possible. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back to Hoisington High School, Hoisington, Kansas. Cardinal Winter Jam, Cardinal Hoisington Invitational. Ball goes into Corbett. Corbett rolls around the right-hand side. Now there's a push-off right there, no call. Another one. So there's a 5-second violation. Nope, doesn't get it. Gets it in the hands of Goring. Goring guarded by Grayson George at the top of the key.
Oh, there's a ball.
Oh my goodness. Shot up and good by number 43, Clausen. Clausen gets a bucket to fall. Very much a turn the ball over, but no call. Goes back to Garrett Doherty into Crossan. Crossan back over to Crossan, and he's going to be
shots blocked
and then stolen by Corbett. Corbett will bring it down, has control of it, set it back up, tied up at 2 here. 5:12 left to go. Ball goes on the outside. Shot back to the top of the key goes to Corbett. Corbett guarded by Macy. Minneapolis looking to bring a couple fresh players in. Macy back on the outside to Wheelam. Wheelam guarded by Crossan. 3-point shot by Corbett, up and no good. Rebounded by Grayson George, and the big guy's over his back. Nice job by Grayson George as Goring goes over the top. Minneapolis will get 3 fresh faces in as Allison, Yoxel, and Darrow check in for Crossan, Doherty, and Macy. We'll go into Argenbright to set it up for the Lions. Casey will bring it down. So he'll bring Darrow out on the right wing. Allison goes to the top of the key. Swing pass over to Darrow. Darrow back to Argenbright. Argenbright, quick pass down low to Yoxel, off the mark, and it'll be a turnover back to the Eagles.
No look pass there was not being looked for by Yoxel.
Corbett with the ball on the top of the key. Corbett rolls around the right-hand side, picks up his dribble, gets it back on the outside. Shot in the lane, up and good by number 33, Brett Whelan.
That's exactly what we don't want him doing.
Shot, yeah. And there's a kick on the outside. 4-2, Eagles with the early lead, 4:07 left early here in the first quarter. Argenbright with the ball. Swing pass over to Grayson George for 3, and it's good. Nice shot, Grayson George from the right corner. Corbett with the ball, guarded by Argenbright. Crosses the timeline. Yeah, nice job. Oh, great job, Grayson George. Grayson got back to recovery there, and he's going to get with the foul, but so
third foul on the Lions,
yeah.
First personal.
No, only 1 foul on
Hoisington.
Shot is up and good by number 33, Whelan.
I bet that's a good basketball game with Hoisington to see him play against their big guy. He's a good basketball
Second
player.
shot is up and good as he gets them both.
Good shot to him.
Argenbright drives in, and he'll get fouled as Ellinwood gets in a new player, number 23, Patrick Ringering. Ringering.
We've
had fun with that
discussed that one before. I think it was a girl. We played Ellinwood last year with the boys. Second foul on one of their bigs.
Argenbright off the back of the mark, no good. Yeah, Ian Goring gets his second personal foul, and he'll sit down as they bring in a little smaller lineup. Number 45 comes in. Jake Christensen, as well as number 32, Tanner Osborne. Second shot is up and good by Argenbright. Tied up at 6. Ball on the outside. And across the timeline. And it'll be dribbled out of bounds. Nice job by Minneapolis. Zach Allison drops down and gets a little help defense there and forces him out of bounds. We turn back over to Minneapolis. Doherty, Yoxel, Crossan, Darrow, and Macy on the floor for the Lions. Yoxel on the outside goes into Crossan, no good, is turned around, stolen. Corbett with the ball, guarded by Darrow. Ring on the outside, guarded by Yoxel. Gets it back to Corbett. Corbett with the ball, top of the key. 3 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. Ring drives. Off the mark, shot off the glass and good by number 45, Jake Christensen. Christensen with the bucket, 8-6. Swing pass over to Macy.
It's off Minneapolis.
Yeah. Turns the ball over, it'll go back to Ellinwood. Ellinwood gets it back to Corbett. Corbett with the ball. And they get the pass down low to Ring. And off the blue, it'll stay with Minneapolis. Go to Minneapolis. Nice job with the Claps defense. Minneapolis doing a good job of trapping Dale. They just haven't been able to capitalize on the offensive side. Darrow back to Macy. Macy back to Yoxel. Yoxel into Crossan. And there's should be a foul. Yep, foul down low. Crossan with the...
They're really capsizing on Dylan there. He's trying to work inside to get the shot. Third team foul.
And the turnover on the inbounds pass, and then Yoxel gets it stolen right back. Back to Doherty. Back to Darrow. Darrow on the outside. Back to Doherty. Doherty drives.
Called the Palman that time.
Wow.
The other time
it was so blatant down here that it was. So Argenbright and George check back in for Macy and Doherty. Corbett on the outside. Minute 49, 8-6. Ellinwood with the lead. Ball at the top. Ball gets back to Ringering. Wide open down low. And another bucket down low as we give up a big one down low as Osborne. And then the turnover, and he steps on the line down there. So
that's fortunate for us.
Very fortunate because we weren't turned the ball over again. So
on the transition.
10-6, Minneapolis trails. It's an into Argenbright. Argenbright rolls around him. Grayson George back to Argenbright, back to Darrow. Back to Grayson. Grayson will take a three off the mark, rebounded by the Eagles. Ellinwood just willing to just take their time. They're not a quick team. Corbett rolls around, gets it in the inside, off of Crossan, and it'll stay with the Eagles. 10-6, Dale. Minute left here in the first quarter. Ringed inbounds, gets it back to top of the key, swing pass over to Corbett. Corbett guarded by Darrow. And a charge, nice job Casey Argenbright, as Casey does a great job of stepping in there on Corbett and draws the charge. A little bit of a late call, but good job by Argenbright to step in there and get the charge. We're good for at least one of those a game.
And usually Casey, the one getting it.
Yep. Casey to bring it down. Argenbright to set it up. 41 seconds left. Grayson George. Swing pass over to Darrow. Back over to Argenbright. Back to Darrow. Minneapolis having a hard time breaking them out of this zone. Darrow from the free throw line, up and no good, but Yoxel with the rebound and can't get it to fall. But George with the putback, nice job, Grayson George. I don't know how in the world
13 seconds in the quarter.
He came up with that one, but he got it to fall. Ball goes back on the outside. Yoxel with the steal, nice. Oh, and he gets it right back up, and they got it down low. And he's going to get fouled at the end, at the buzzer. He will go to the line to shoot two. He'll have two to shoot there. Wow. At the no time on the clock, he'll have two to shoot right there as Argenbright picks up his
second. Fourth team foul. 4 fouls on the Eagles.
Number 32, Tanner Osborne, a 5'10" senior, at the line to shoot two. Lefty puts it up and good. First one is good. 11-8, second shot coming. And it's no good. So at the end of one, Ellinwood with 11-8 lead here at the end of one. We will take a break. You're listening to 910KNA.com as well as Eagle Communication Channel 8.
Brown Mackie College Salina is proud to support our regional high school sports. Join us this year in cheering on the Minneapolis Lions, the Solomon Gorillas, and the Ellsworth Bearcats.
Bennett Autoplex supports the Minneapolis Lions. At Bennett Autoplex Salina, you'll find a small-town family atmosphere with great prices on new and used cars, new GMC trucks and SUVs. Serving their customers since 1957, Bennett Autoplex Salina.
Tonight's game coverage is brought to you by Santa Fe Carpet, where a new carpet starts at $1.50 per square foot. Santa Fe Carpet now has Soft Sense by Bliss, the softest, smartest carpet ever in 48 colors. Salina's bottom line carpet price, Santa Fe Carpet, 4 blocks south of St. John's Military School.
Welcome back to Hoisington, Kansas. Hoisington Invitational here. Minneapolis trails at the end of one, 11-8 against the Ellinwood Eagles. Minneapolis on the defense side, Garrett Doherty against Corbett. Ball's picked up at the top. Where's the 5-second call? No call there. Gets it back on the outside to Clausen. Clausen back to Corbett. Corbett. Okay, we got to have it both
pretty
ways
much an
here.
extended elbow there.
Yeah. Got to have him called both ways. Darrow with his first personal foul. At the line will be number 32, Tanner Osborne again, as he will have 2 to shoot. First one is no good, and he'll have another one coming. 5 team fouls for the Lions. Second shot is on its way, and it is good as he makes the second one. Doherty will bring it down.
Shooting 50% on the night.
Garrett Doherty from the free throw line, off the mark. Minneapolis nearly gives up the easy bucket down low. Corbett on the outside, 3-point shot, off the mark, rebounded by Grayson George. Grayson will bring it up. And he'll step on the out of bounds line.
That's 2 3-point attempts by the 6'5" guy. It's rather amazing. And he seems to be an effective low post player too.
Macy on the outside. Gets it into Crossen. Crossen has a shot blocked from behind. Darrow on the outside. Grayson George for 3. Off the mark and cannot get a bucket so far. 12-8. Lions yet to score here in the second quarter. And another foul. Oh, this time called on Corbett. That's maybe a make-up call for the obvious one earlier. I don't know. Oh, Brent Whelan called with a foul. So
got it on that extending arm there.
Yeah. 15 foul for both squads.
Push off the defense.
Kyler Macy. Swing pass back to Grayson George. Backward to Darrow. Darrow rolls around, looks at Yoxel. Back to Grayson George. Grayson drives. Back to Darrow for 3. And he hits it. Nice shot, John Michael, as he hits a big 3 to bring it back to within 1.
We're going to have to hit those. They're giving them to us.
They're giving them to us. We're going to have to hit them. Corbin on the outside, guarded by Macy. And we got a trap there. And stolen by Minneapolis. Nice job. Gets back the other way. Darrow roll down the right-hand side, and a foul by Corbett right there. And that's a frustration foul on him. I think that's his second foul.
Defensive effort on the part of Dylan Crossan there to step in the passing lane, knock that ball away. So it be picked up by, can't remember if it was Macy or Darrow.
His second personal foul. Ellinwood will call a full timeout, though. Minneapolis trails by 1, 12-11. We'll take one with them. You're listening to 910 KNA.com as well as Eagle Communication Channel 8.
At Robertson Monument, they believe that supporting community activities is very important. That's why they're sponsors of Lion Sports. Minneapolis is a great town to live in, and Robertson Monument hopes you make it to as many games as possible.
City Pharmacy has brought you quality professional pharmaceuticals since 1963. Joe and Amber Wool will help you with your medications, durable medical equipment, cosmetics, gifts, and greeting cards. Your hometown pharmacy, City Pharmacy in downtown Minneapolis.
Brown Mackie College Salina, along with Fox News Talk, KINA, will be helping bring you coverage of all MHS football games and boys and girls basketball, along with some volleyball, wrestling, baseball, and softball events.
Eagle Communications, home of ECTV, high-speed internet, 910 KINA News Talk and 99 KG Country, proud sponsors of Lions sports coverage. Listen to the live broadcasts on 910KINA.com or on your local Eagle Cable Channel 8.
Welcome back to Hoisington. Minneapolis with the ball, but trailing by 1, crossing in the paint, backs it out, gets it to Darrow for 3. Hits it. Nice job, John Michael, as he hits a big 3 from well beyond the top of the key. Nice job. Minneapolis gets the lead back at 14-12. Corbett with the ball. And we get the steal right there. Nice job by Macy as he gets the steal. Gets it back to Yoxel, back to Darrow. Back to Grayson George. Grayson drives up and good. Grayson George drives the paint. And up and good, 16-12 Lions with the quick transition bucket. And the steal right there by Yoxel. Back to Macy. Macy drives in and can't get it. Missed the opportunity right there as they had the steal. Corbett with the ball. Guarded by Macy. Gets it back over on the outside to Whelan. Whelan, big player, pretty good sized ball player there. Gets it back into the outside. It's in the hands of Clausen. Clausen picks up his dribble and nearly stolen by, in paint, up and good by number 32, Osborne, as he gets a bucket. Osborne, nice little shot there. Macy on the right wing. Back to Yoxel. Yoxel back to Grayson George, back to Darrow. Darrow, swing pass over to Macy, back to George, back to Macy. Swing pass on the outside to Darrow. Crossover pass into Crossan. Crossan in the lane, up and can't get it. Grayson George saves it, back to Macy. Saved in the hands of Yoxel. Good job by Minneapolis. Back to Darrow for 3. Hits it. Nice job, John Michael. He's feeling it right there. That's 3 trays by John Michael. And he hits another big one right there.
19-14 Lions.
Ball goes, drives, picks up his dribble, gets back on the outside in the hands of Corbett. Corbett drives. And a blocking foul called on Grayson George. That, I believe, is his
second.
Nope, first according to the board, if I'm looking at the board. Zach Allison and Garrett Doherty check in for Grayson George, and you're right, that is the second. They didn't have it on the board, so.
Thought I remembered one in the first quarter.
So Zach Allison and Garrett Doherty check in for Minneapolis. Ball goes back into Osborne. Osborne back off the glass. Nice little shot by Whelan. Just a nice little kiss off the glass. Darrow back to Doherty. Back to Macy. Macy back to Yoxel. Into the paint is Allison. To Darrow for 3. Can't get at the ball.
A little strong.
A little strong on that one. So we were hoping. So they will, Ellinwood will get in a new player, number 40, Garrett Hayes, will check in for the Eagles. So,
the big guy must not have much stamina. They're resting him quite a bit.
And nearly stolen by Darrow. And Ring was right there, and the ball will go out of bounds off of Darrow. It'll stay with the Eagles. Corbett checks back in. Ring inbounds. And it'll be knocked out of bounds.
We
nice
were
job.
Fortunate.
Very fortunate. Not a very good pass thrown out of bounds. It'll turn the ball back over to Minneapolis. But we gave him position down there.
Yes. He went completely unnoticed under the rim there.
Garrett Doherty to set it up. 19-16, the Lions with the lead. Macy on the outside. Back to Yoxel, into Allison. Allison in the paint. Good job, Zach Allison. Nice pass by Yoxel to hit Allison, and Zach does a nice job of getting it to fall.
21-16, Minneapolis.
Corbett on the outside, gets it back. Back to Corbett. Corbett rolls around, gets it down low to off the mark, rebound. Shot no good. Zach Allison. Oh, nice job, Zach, as he had position as Goring goes over the back. That's 3 on Goring as he picks up his 3rd personal foul. Nice job by Zach Allison to get position on that one.
Yeah, he was rather draped all over Zach's backside there, reaching around him.
Zach Allison will go to the line for a 1-on-1. That was their 7th team foul. First shot coming by Zach is up, and it's good.
Beautiful arch.
Beautiful arching shot, and he drains it. Nice job, Zach Allison.
All
We're
you
trying to
young
help him in on that one the whole way. So.
All you young basketball players from shooting from the outside, the more arch you have, the better.
So gets that one. 2nd shot coming. And it's another high archer, but it's off the mark.
He
and he's
stepped
gonna
over the line.
Step over the line. So.
Yeah.
So it's 22-16. Lions with the lead. Minneapolis will pick up a press here. Corbett with the ball with Macy. He'll bring it down across the timeline, gets it back to Ringering. And shot up and good by number 32, Osborne. Osborne's had some points, at least 5 for Osborne, maybe 6. Zach Allison in the paint. Gets it back to Doherty. Back to Doherty. Shot up and off the mark, rebounded by Doherty, gets his own rebound. He'll be fouled, and he'll go to the line. So, number 43, Cale Clausen, his 1st personal foul. Garrett Doherty at the line to shoot a 1-on-1, 8th team foul. 2:10 left to go in the half. 22-18. Doherty at the line. Shot up and in and out, 2-shot foul. Sorry about that.
Yeah, he was shooting.
He was shooting, yep.
8th team foul on the Eagles.
2nd shot is on its way, and it's no good either. Can't get either one of them to fall. Minneapolis leads 3 points on the floor right there with some missed free throws. Corbett guarded by Macy. Ball on the outside. And nearly stolen. And there's the turnover right there. Nice job, Zach Allison. Gets it back to Doherty. Gets it back to Macy. Macy drives in. Good. Nice transition by Minneapolis right there, Dale.
Beautiful.
Macy did a great job of catching it in the air and putting it up, and they finished 24-18. All started with a tight defense. Ball back to the top to Corbett. Corbett down low. He stepped out of bounds. Nice job by Allison and Doherty down low as they force the turnover.
6'5" guys come back in again.
Number 33 checks in. Brett Whelan checks in for number 40, Garrett Hayes. All go into Doherty to bring it down. Garrett Doherty brings it down for the Lions. Back to Macy, back to Doherty. Swing pass over to George, into Allison. Allison in the lane, can't get the fall. Rebounded by the Eagles.
Yoxel's put back, couldn't quite make it.
Corbin on the outside. Back to Ringering. Ringering picks up his dribble. Gets back to Corbett. And there's going to be an errant pass right there. Turned the ball over back the lines. 24-18. Nice defense by Minneapolis. 45.9 seconds left as Minneapolis will get in Argenbright, George, and Crossan as Zach Allison, Garrett Doherty, and Kyler Macy will check out. Nice job by Allison, Macy, and Doherty there for the Lions. 45 seconds left. 24-18, Minneapolis will work for a shot. It's Grayson George and Darrow both in, so they'll let the clock run down. 24-18. They'll just sit patiently. They will come out and put a little pressure on them. Ball will go back to Grayson George, back to Argenbright. Back to Darrow, back to George. 11 seconds, now we'll run it. Into Crossan, backward to George for 3. Shot is up and good. Nice job by Minneapolis. What a way to hit it right there. Corbin will throw up a 3/4 court shot. No good. Nice ball movement right there, Dale. Minneapolis works for the last shot, and they hit it. A big 3 in the right corner. Nice job by the Lions, 27-18 as they take the lead in the half. Nice job of scoring for the Lions.
I was just thinking as we were getting the ball back, it'd be a nice way to finish off the half, get the tray.
So as we outscore them, I believe, 18 to, we'll see here in a minute, as Minneapolis actually outscores them 19 to 7. 19 to 7 in that quarter. So nice job by the Minneapolis Lions. At the half, they had the lead, 27-18. We'll be back after this word from our sponsors. You're listening to 910 KNA.com as well as Eagle Communication Channel 8. Welcome back to Hoisington, Kansas, the Hoisington Invitational. Minneapolis Lions with the lead at the half, 27-18 against the Ellinwood Eagles. I'm joined by Dale Leach and a new color commentator we got here. Give us a little introduction here and tell us who you are.
I'm Ethan King.
Ethan, thank you for joining us up here. I kind of threw you on the spot there, but great first half of basketball, especially the second quarter. You and I saw a lot of threes go up, and a nice job by the Lions.
Yep.
What'd you think of the ball movement? Was a little bit better in the second half as far as getting the ball out and getting to the wings, and they hit some nice wide open threes.
Yeah, they did. They did really good with that.
Absolutely. And they got you know that Ellen was going to probably come out and try to shut down the outside play, which whenever they do that, that opens up some of the inside play with maybe some high-low, which really had a hard time getting some effectiveness for the Lions in the first half. But we had a nice job, especially in the second quarter, by the Lions as they scored 19 points as they had 4 big three-pointers, 3 of them coming by John Michael Darrow and 1 by Grayson George, as 4 big threes, 1 right at the end with about 2 seconds left, as that put them up by a score of 27-18. And Dale, they did a nice job of, especially in the second quarter. I was a little worried after the first quarter how they had slowed the tempo down. They had the 11-8 lead, I believe, 11-8 lead, and we just couldn't find a way to break through.
Obviously, this is a squad that doesn't, at least they haven't exhibited the talent, skill at the guard positions that we have. And that's been a detriment to them, especially on handling the ball, especially against the defensive pressure. They've not had any outside shooting, so to speak. The only outside shooting we've seen from them is out of their 6'5" post player, number 33. Their inside presence is very good when they've been able to beat us out of our trapping. They're usually able to find a player underneath the basket all by himself, and they've been able to capitalize some points on that quite a bit. The real thing that is really surprising me about this squad is their 6'5" guy. He's a nice athlete. I don't if he doesn't have the stamina or what, but when their forward that's 6'4" got 2 fouls in the first quarter, they sat him down and they took the 6'5" guy out.
And they put 2 6-foot.
The 6-foot guy came back in late in the first quarter, played about half the second, and then set the rest of the half. I don't know if they're resting him up, trying for stamps. We'll see how much he plays in the third and the fourth, but I've really been shocked at his lack of playing time.
Osborne for them is a 6-foot senior. He's got 8 points. Whelan has 6 points. Clausen with 2 and Christensen with 2. Darrow with 9. Argenbright with 1. Macy with 2. Grayson George with 10. Garrett Doherty with 2, and Zach Allison with 3, and that's the scoring for the Lions. And Ethan, what are some of the things that Minneapolis, in your opinion, is going to have to do in the second half to keep this momentum going? Throw me out something, anything you got.
They have to watch where they throw the ball, make sure the other team doesn't get a hold of it.
Right. As far as throwing some errant passes, they got to make sure they get the ball in the right area. So Argenbright with the ball as we start the second half, and they immediately right there, as you called it earlier, they got to watch those passes, and we get a turnover to start as we throw it away, and it will go the other direction. Corbett back on the outside, swing pass off the mark, rebounded by Argenbright as we will bring it back the other direction. Casey pushes it down, tries all the way in, up and off the glass, no good, and it'll be off the mark. It'll be, off of off of Yoxel. It'll go back to the Eagles. Corbett with the ball as he'll bring it down to set it up, guarded by Darrow as Minneapolis puts some pressure on. Gets it back to Clausen. Clausen with a double team and nearly turned it over, and they will get it down low to the big guy in the paint, off the mark, rebounded by Grayson George. Grayson will bring it down for the Lions as he gets it to John Michael Darrow. Darrow drives in back to Grayson for three, and it's off the mark, but rebounded by Yoxel. Nice rebound by Andrew Yoxel as he gets a rebound and pulls it back out to Argenbright. Casey swing pass over to Darrow. Darrow on the outside, back over to Grayson George. He goes cross court back to Darrow. Darrow to set this up. Looks on the inside, back to George, goes to Crossan. Crossan in the lane, up and good. Nice job by Dylan Crossan. One of the things that I had kind of thought about is with the ball game is that if they shut down the outside, we're going to have some low post, high post play, and we have one right there. Corbett with the ball as he's double teamed, and he wide open down low is number 33, Brett Whelan, as we double team and we leave the down low post wide open. Argenbright back to Darrow for three. He hits it. Nice job. Number four for John Michael as he hits his 4-3. Talked to his dad. Coach Darrow said he needed to get off that snipe, and he hits a big three right there.
Only 5 more to go to tie the record. So Ryan Wheeler. We'll be back.
We'll be back.
We're at the reset. Welcome back to Hoisington, Kansas, to the quarterfinals of the Invitational Tournament.
As we get the ball in, they try to get it in. They get it to Corbett. Corbett guarded by Darrow, and he breaks the press. And it's going to be off of Argenbright, out of bounds. It'll stay with the Eagles. Number 32 to inbounds. That is Osborne. Osborne led all scoring for the Eagles in the first half. They get it back out to number 43, Clausen, back to Osborne. Osborne's shot up and good, and he stays hidden where he was before, and he hits another big shot, that from about 12 feet. Back to Darrow for three. In and out, but rebounded by the Eagles.
That had a rebound for Grayson George there, but they tipped it away.
Corbett guarded by Darrow. Gets it back on the outside in the hands of Clausen. Clausen picks up his dribble and stolen by Argenbright. And Argenbright gets it back to Grayson George. Grayson, turnover by Grayson at the left-hand side. Walked with it. Passed up the three and decided to drive baseline. And we turn the ball over as Macy, Doherty, and Allison check in as Darrow, Crossan, and George take a breather. 32-22, Lions with the lead, ball on the outside. Corbett with the ball, guarded by Macy. He'll drive all the way down, shot up, and no good, rebounded by, off of Andrew Yoxel. Yoxel's saying, what the heck, it was.
No foul over the back.
Yeah. Osborne inbounds. They get it into the big guy, back down low. Blocked by Yoxel, but they're going to get the foul. Nice job, Andrew Yoxel, to get the block. But somebody got a body on him, and I think that was, we'll see. Yeah, it was Andrew Yoxel.
Coach Shoup didn't like the call and is getting the opportunity to give one of the referees an earful.
Osborne been their shooter tonight. He's at the line to shoot 2 more, and it's off the back of the rim. Second shot coming.
Referee is being very patient in explaining their side of things.
And he makes the second one.
He's remaining pretty much constant at 50%.
Yeah, he is. Garrett Doherty drives. Shot in the lane, no good. And he will go to the line to shoot 2 there. So, not sure who the foul's on. We'll see here in just a second. Osborne. That was probably his first foul, I believe. Garrett Doherty at the line to shoot 2. He missed his first 2 earlier in the game. He gets that one, though. Second shot coming for Doherty. It's up, and it's good. He makes them both. Nice job, Garrett Doherty. We'll go back in the hands of Corbett. Corbett will bring it down for the Eagles. Guarded by Macy. And they get it back on the outside. Drives in is Osborne. And got to find a way. Osborne is their point scorer, and he's got most of their points for the ball game. Back on the outside to Doherty. Swing pass over to Argenbright. Casey drives and walks. Yep. Casey took an extra step on the inside, turned the ball over. 34-25, 4:34 left to go here in the third quarter. Corbett with the ball, guarded by Macy. Could use a steal with a bucket here. Get some trapping going on at the top. And there is the possible steal there. Ball's on the ground. And we'll have a tie-up. And it will stay with the Eagles. Nice collapse by the defense for the Lions. On the outside. Corbett, the ball gets it back to Clausen. Clausen tosses over the top, and not sure.
Right for an outside alley oop there, it looked like.
So not sure.
Way above the
big guy's head. Wasn't sure where it was going to come from. So Minneapolis will get Grayson George, Kyler Macy, and Crossan back in as Argenbright, Macy, and the Ox will take a breather. So Darrow, Allison, George, Doherty, and Crossan in for the Lions. Ball goes back to Darrow. Darrow on the outside, back to Doherty. Doherty, swing pass over to Minneapolis, and it'll be tipped, and it'll stay with the Lions. Darrow will bring it down to set it up. Zach Allison on the inside, and it'll be stolen by the Eagles. And stolen right back by Garrett Doherty. Nice job by Garrett as he gets it down to the low to Zach, and he'll be fouled. Nice job by Zach Allison. Gets the ball, but he'll be fouled by number 43, Cale Clausen, as Clausen will pick up, I believe, his second personal foul. Thank you, Jay. Jay Macy keeping the books for us tonight, and I appreciate that, Jay. Doherty to inbounds. Into Crossan, and he'll be fouled. Tried to go the other way.
Up and under all the way through the basket.
Third foul. Clausen's third personal foul.
And the 6'5" boys back on the bench again.
First shot off the mark for Dylan Crossan. So missed the first one. He'll have another one coming here. 34-25, 3:32 left to go in the third quarter. Second shot is up, and it is good. Minneapolis will pick up a little bit of press here as they pressured the ball almost all night. And inlet pass no good. Rebounded by Grayson George. Grayson will come down with it. They had open numbers. Back to Darrow. Darrow down low to Crossan, and he'll be fouled. And by number 45, which is Jake Christensen. And that'll be their fourth team foul. Grayson George is his first personal. Grayson to inbounds. 3:12 left to go in the third quarter. Ball will go into Allison, back to Doherty, back to Grayson for three. Off the mark. And there's going to be over the back. Oh, yeah, thank you. First I thought they were going to call that on. Yeah. Tanner Osborne, that's 3 on him, and
fifth team foul.
Fifth team foul. Garrett Doherty to inbounds. Into crossing in the lane, no good. And it's picked up by Darrow.
Blocked by the 6'5" guy.
Darrow on the outside.
Didn't see him sneak back into the game.
Zach Allison back to crossing. Shot up and off the mark. And picked up by the Eagles. They'll bring it down to set it up. Corbett with the ball, guarded by Darrow.
35-25 Minneapolis, 2:35 to go in the third.
Ring. Nice hustle by Zach Allison. Almost got the steal against the big guy on the outside. Gets it back. Drive, he'll pick up his dribble. And Garrett Doherty steals the ball. Darrow in the lane, up and good. Nice job by John Michael. And Ellinwood will call a timeout. Darrow was hammered going in there, no call, but Lions will take a 12-point lead after the timeout called by Ellinwood. Minneapolis 37, Ellinwood 25. We'll be back after this word from our sponsors. You're listening to 910KNA.com as well as Eagle Communication Channel 8.
Where do you go when you need groceries? Jeans IGA, of course. Jeans is proud to be a sponsor of Minneapolis sports and hopes that you'll encourage your children to be as competitive in the classroom as they are in sports. Jeans IGA, a proud sponsor of today's game.
The State Bank of Delphos and Glasgow and the Ottawa County Bank in Minneapolis are locally owned community banks committed to making your banking experience as easy and personal as possible. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Brown Mackie College Salina is proud to support our regional high school sports. Join us this year in cheering on the Minneapolis Lions, the Solomon Gorillas, and the Ellsworth Bearcats.
Bennett Autoplex supports the Minneapolis Lions. At Bennett Autoplex Salina, you'll find a small-town family atmosphere with great prices on new and used cars, new GMC trucks and SUVs. Serving their customers since 1957, Bennett Autoplex Salina.
Welcome back to Hoisington, Kansas. Quarterfinal rounds of the Hoisington Invitational Tournament. Lions up 37-25 here. 2:18 to go in the third quarter.
Ellen will get it into Corbett. Corbett guarded by Darrow as he'll bring it down across, try to cross the timeline, picks it up, gets it back to Ring, and there's going to be a foul on Doherty. That is, I think, Garrett's first personal foul. Second team foul for the Lions. Sorry, Dale.
No, that's fine. I was just filling in.
Inbounds. Gets it back to Corbett. Guarded by Darrow. Picks up his dribble. It's on the outside into the hands of nice hustle by Dylan Cross, and they say it's off of his feet.
At 33 reached around, snap that ball in.
Osborne inbounds. Corbett, blocked from behind. Dylan Crossing with the big rebound. Back to Garrett Doherty. Oh, a slap. Grayson George shot up, no good. And there's a foul. There's foul on number 43, I believe. That's 4 on him, Clausen. And that will be his 4th. Grayson George to inbounds for the Lions. Gets back to top key to Garrett Doherty. Backward to Grayson for 3. And he gets it. Oh my goodness. He hits a big three-pointer and he's fouled. That was huge.
Time for the old-fashioned 4-point play here.
We don't get those very often. So, wow, big one right there. Basket counts, and you'll have 1 here. Number 5, that was his 5th foul too. Wow,
that's big.
That was Clausen's 5th foul, so he is done at the minute 41 mark in the third quarter. Grayson's shot is up and off the mark. Missed the 4-point play. Corbett will bring it down. Drives in, off the mark, rebounded by Yoxel. Yoxel up to Macy. Macy pushing it. Over to Darrow. Darrow on the outside, back to Kyler Macy. Kyler back to Darrow. top of the key, three-pointer up and no good. Rebounded by.
Could have been an over-the-back call there again, but nothing called.
It'll stay with Minneapolis as Casey Argenbright checks in for Grayson George.
Ellinwood is battling hard on the boards.
Argenbright looks at a three. Nice hustle by John Michael to jump in the air and grab that thing. Back to Macy, back to Yoxel. Yoxel at the top of the key to Darrow, backward to Argenbright. Oh, there's gonna be a charge, yep. Casey tries to draw the foul, he gets the charge instead as Osborne steps in and holds his ground.
He can shoot a three. I was kind of hoping he would there.
40-25, Lions with the lead. A minute left here in the third quarter. And there's going to be off the mark, off of Darrow. We stay with the Eagles. Ring to inbounds. Gets it into Corbett. Corbett gets it back to the big guy. Drop down pass to Osborne, off the mark. Good hustle there. And Argenbright comes away with it, but that's going to be a foul on Osborne, I believe. That'll be 4 if it is. That'll be 4 on him. That's a big one right there, and that will bring us the other direction. We're in the bonus. As no, I'm not seeing that on the board. They haven't put that up. Jay, how many fouls is that on Osborne? 4 fouls? 4 fouls on Osborne. Argenbright at the line for a 1-on-1. He makes the first one. Have another one coming here at the 37.8 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Zach Allison to check in for Dylan Crossan. Shot coming. He's up and it is good as Argenbright hits them both. 42-25, Minneapolis with the lead. Garrett Doherty checks in for Casey Argenbright. On the outside, Corbett tries. Gets back, or there's a travel right there as number 33, Brett Whelan,
Try to
walks
play
the
like
ball.
a point guard.
6'5" point guard that has shot some threes tonight.
Hadn't hit any of them yet, but he shot them.
Grayson George, Casey Argenbright, and Zach Allison check in for Doherty, Macy, and Allison. Argenbright set it up. 20 seconds left. They're going to run in the last second. Gets it back to Darrow. 13 seconds. Minneapolis will now set it up to play back to Doherty. Or excuse me, back to Argenbright. Casey. Shot in the lane, up and can't get it to fall. Rebound by the big guy. Had a good look, just couldn't get it to fall. 42-35 at the end of 3. Minneapolis with 25. The lead.
42-25.
Oh, sorry, 42-25, thank you. Oh, yeah, I don't want to make that mistake.
We'll be back.
We'll take a break. You're listening to 910KNA.com as well as Eagle Communication Channel 8.
Tonight's game coverage is brought to you by Santa Fe Carpet, where new carpet starts at $1.50 per square foot. Santa Fe Carpet now has Soft Sense by Bliss, the softest, smartest carpet ever in 48 colors. Salina's bottom line carpet price, Santa Fe Carpet, 4 blocks south of St. John's Military School.
At Robertson Monument, they believe that supporting community activities is very important. That's why they're sponsors of Lion Sports. Minneapolis is a great town to live in, and Robertson Monument hopes you make it to as many games as possible.
City Pharmacy has brought you quality professional pharmaceuticals since 1963. Joe and Amber Wool will help you with your medications, durable medical equipment, cosmetics, gifts, and greeting cards. Your hometown pharmacy, City Pharmacy in downtown Minneapolis.
Welcome back to Hoisington High School, Hoisington Invitational. The number 1 seed in this tournament, Minneapolis Lions, with the lead 42-25 against the Ellinwood Eagles. Lions will have the ball to start the fourth quarter. Grayson George on the outside. Back to Andrew Yoxel, top of the key, back over the Argenbright, swing down to Grayson, in the lane, up and no good. It'll be off of Ellinwood, it'll stay with the Lions.
Blocked by the big guy, 6'5" guy.
Casey Argenbright, Grayson George, the inbounds. Gets it over to Grayson. Back to top of the key to Darrow. Darrow back to Argenbright. Casey down low to Crossan. Crossan in the paint, up and good. Nice job, Dylan Crossan. So this time he just takes it right to him and he gets
a little hook.
Little hook shot in. Nice job, Dylan.
Off the glass.
Corbett about their only one that handles the ball, and I think he's been in almost the entire ball game. And there should be there's going to be a foul. So.
We about had a steal there.
Yep.
Quick hands, number 33. What's his name?
Number 33 for them.
Yeah.
Whelan, Brent Whelan. So
saved it. He went for the layup, and we fouled.
2 shots. First one is no good. You know, they really, I think that's what Coach Shoup saw. They kind of lack, Corbett's a decent point guard, but they don't have another point guard. They don't have anyone else to really help him except for Ringering.
Grayson George comes out of there with the rebound.
Andrew Yoxel on the outside, back to Darrow. Darrow, swing pass over to Argenbright, set it up. Darrow back to the top of the key, into Yoxel. Yoxel in the paint, back to Darrow for 3. Off the mark, and rebounded by Ringering. Ringering on the outside, so he'll bring it down to set it up. It's guarded by Grayson. George picks up his dribble. Oh, nice. In the pass, and number 50 will go to the line, and that is Ian Goring. He'll go to the line, fouled by Andrew Yoxel. That's third on Andrew. Goring will be in the line to shoot 2 here. 6:49 left to go, 44-25. Shot is up and makes the first one count. Second shot coming.
Allison subs for Yoxel.
Shot is up, and it is off the mark, rebounded by Allison up to Argenbright. Casey will push it down the court, brings it down. In the lane, up and good. Nice job, Casey Argenbright. As he drives all the way to the paint and gets it in. Corbett with the ball, guarded by Darrow. Corbett. Whoa. 3-point shot on the outside. No good. Rebound by Ringering. Shot up in the paint, no good. Rebounded by Zach Allison. And it's going to be blue ball. Minneapolis just couldn't come up with that loose ball right there, Dale.
It didn't want to fall in the right possession, did it? Yoxel comes back in for Allison. 6:08 to go in the contest. Minneapolis with the 20-point lead, 46-26.
Ball goes back on the outside. There's a wall.
Oh, yeah, he had his arm across him. Argenbright picks up the foul.
Osborne.
6th team foul.
Just the 16th foul.
4th personal.
Ball goes back to Ringering at the top, back to Corbett. Corbett on the outside, guarded by Darrow. 5:52 left to go in the ball game, 46-26. Lions with the lead. Ball on the top to Goring. Goring guarded by Yoxel, gets it back to Ringering. Ringering back forward to Corbett. Corbett drives the paint, up and good. Nice job by Corbett to drive in and get that bucket here. Grayson George on the outside. Into Crossan, back to Yoxel. Yoxel in the paint, up and good. Nice job, Andrew Yoxel, as he draws the foul, and he'll go to the line. Number 45, Jake Christensen with the foul, his second. Garrett Doherty and Kyler Macy checking in for Darrow and Grayson George. Yoxel at the line. Shot is up, and it's good. 49 to 28. Ball in the hands of Corbett, guarded by Macy. Goes back to the outside to Christensen. Christensen looks at Goring, has nothing, goes to Ringering. It's going to be kicked off a crossing, and it will go back into the hands of, stay with the Ellinwood Eagles. And there's a good hustle by Minneapolis on the tie-up. It'll stay with the Eagles, but good hustle there by Christensen and Macy and Argenbright. Numerous players on the floor going after that one. So, ball will be into the hands. And stolen by Minneapolis after the inbounds. Argenbright gets it over to Macy. Macy can't get that one to fall. Good transition, just couldn't get it to fall. Too low underneath. Back to the Eagles. Ball goes back on the outside to Osborne. Osborne back to Corbett, and there's going to be a foul on Macy. So, and I believe that'll be the 7th team foul. They should go to a 1-on-1. Checking in for the lines, Zach Allison and Garrett Pounds checking in. Corbett at the line to shoot a 1-on-1. It's off the back of the rim, rebounded by Casey Argenbright. Casey will bring it down for the Lions. Argenbright set it up, goes around, gets it into Macy, back over to Pounds. Off of Ellinwood, it'll stay with the Lions. Checking in is number 33, Brett Whelan. Checks in for number 45, Jake Christensen. Argenbright to inbounds. Gets it into Macy. Kyler back to Doherty. Doherty back to Argenbright. Looks at Zach Allison, has nothing. And he's going to walk with it. Nice kiss off the glass, but
he comes to a full stop with 2 feet, and then he takes one more step, and that's it.
So, turnover back to the Eagles. It goes back in the hands of Whelan. Whelan back to Corbett. Corbett guarded by Macy. Back on the outside to Corbett. Drives on the inside, and it's going to be picked up by Macy. And this loose ball on the ground, there'll be a tie-up. And this time it'll go to Minneapolis. As so the official talking to some fan over there. So apparently somebody said something to the official, and the fan
down here in front of us.
Yeah, I didn't know on that side, on the bench side, because he was looking over the coach's head, looking into the fans. So,
yeah, they've been pretty vocal over there.
Zach Allison on the inside, and he walks with it. That'll be a turnover back to the Lions. Or back to the Eagles, sorry about that. Corbett with the ball, guarded by Macy. Ball goes to Whelan, back over to Corbett for 3. Up and good. I think that's their first 3 they've made all night.
Yeah,
they haven't shot a lot of those.
It's the only one that hadn't been shot by the 6'5" guy.
And Garrett Doherty will go to the line as he's fouled by, I believe, Goring. Nope, Brent Whelan, the foul. Doherty at the line to shoot 2. Shot is up and off the mark. Have 2 more coming here. Second shot is up, and it's good. 50-31. All go into the hands of Wheeling at the top. Oh, Zach Allison gets a hand in there.
Hand on the eye.
Yeah.
Took a swipe. Non-intentional, I'm sure.
Yeah.
8th team foul. So 1-1. Coming up for the
Zach's-
6'5" Whalen.
Zach's first personal foul. Shot is up, and it is no good. Be out of bounds off of Goring, and it'll stay with the Lions. Doherty will bring it down to set it up, gets it back to Argenbright. Casey into Allison. Zach, good job,
Nice
Zach
work.
Allison. Zach worked pretty hard on that one, and he got the fall. This might be Zach's high point night tonight.
I think it might be.
So, ball goes back on the outside to number 33.
Hope that continues.
Point. 3-point shot by Corbett off the mark. Wheeling with the rebound, and he'll be fouled. Getting ready to check in for Minneapolis is number 14, Alex Johnson, as well as number 30, Alex Yoxel.
Foul was on Garrett Pounds. 9th team foul, first personal.
As Argenbright and Macy will sit down, Alex Johnson and Alex Yoxel checking in. So Zach Allison, Garrett Pounds, and Garrett Doherty on the floor.
Johnson, a junior. Yoxel, a freshman.
Ball goes to Doherty. Back to Johnson. Shot up and off the mark, rebounded by Zach Allison. And
Blocked
Wheeling
from behind.
with the block. 2:13 left to go, 52-33. Ball in the hands of Corbett. Corbett rolls around the right-hand side, gets it back to Ringering. Back to Goring. Goring on the outside, gets it back to Osborne. Did a better job of shutting Osborne down in the fourth quarter especially. 3-point shot by the big guy, rebounded by Goring. No good, but he'll get fouled, he'll go to the line. That's a big rebound by Goring right there.
Yep. 0 for 3, I think, or 0 for 4 for the big guy from the 3-point range.
He must be able to hit him, or the coach would.
Must be, I guess. I just haven't had any witness to that so far. Any eyewitness to it.
First shot is off the mark by Goring. Guess they're pronouncing it Garing. Sorry about that, folks.
Like Herman.
Second shot is up, and it is off the mark as well. Rebounded by Garrett Pounds, back to Garrett Doherty. So Garrett, Alex, and Zach. So 2 Garretts and an Alex on the floor. Alex Yoxel into Zach Allison, and he'll be fouled. And Zach will go to the line to shoot 2 more as he's fouled, I believe,
Mr.
by
Whalen.
His third personal. Shot coming here is high arching off the glass. So, second one coming. Second shot is up, and it is no good. Oh, Garrett Pounds almost. Oh, tipped off of.
Says they knocked it away from him. I
Nice
didn't
job.
see it, but
Yeah.
we'll take it.
We will keep it, yeah. Garrett Pounds got up in the air and almost got him. They tipped it off of Garrett's hands, out of bounds. Stay with Minneapolis. Ball goes into Alex Johnson. Into Zach Allison, stolen by number 32, Osborne.
Like I said, they gotta watch where they're gonna throw them.
Yeah, you're right. They've had some of those passes that have just been. Got to watch those bounce passes. Got to watch the quick passes. They've been pretty good on getting some of those loose balls.
That was the voice of our color analyst, Ethan Keating.
Alex Yoxel with the rebound. And Ethan, how old are you, buddy?
14, getting ready to turn 15.
So
in a couple
freshman?
months. Yep.
Freshman this year. So Ethan does all the filming for the boys side and the girls, or just the boys?
Boys and girls.
Boys and girls, and he's up here by us numerous times, but since we don't have a color commentator, we put the headset on Ethan tonight. So Alex Yoxel at the line. First one is up and good.
You never know where these films are going to go, Ethan. You know, one time a young lady was up here filming, and her work went on ESPN.
Never know.
Yep.
Made me kind of jealous.
Second shot is up and good. Just because he didn't have the right shot that night, you know. Corbett with the ball, guarded by Doherty. Gets it back into number 40, which is Hayes. Swing pass over to Corbett. 55 seconds left to go here in the ball game. Corbett on the outside as he's guarded tightly by Doherty. Gets it back over to Ringering, back over to Christensen. Christensen back to Goring. Goring at the top of the key, back to Christensen. Christensen on the outside. And it's stolen by Alex Johnson. Alex has a chance here, and he's up and good. Oh! Oh, man. Good hustle by Alex, and he just couldn't get the ball to fall. So, and the turnover right there. We'll go the other direction. Alex is wishing he had that one back.
Yeah. 21.3 ticks remaining in the game.
Nice hands by the junior Alex Johnson.
54-33 Minneapolis. As Doherty walks up the court, you better watch out. He might run out of 10 seconds to get to the cross. There he is.
Minneapolis well set on this one and call this one a night as the Lions come away with the victory tonight by a score of 54-33. Nice job by the Minneapolis Lions as they come away with the victory. And Dale, they had me in questioning after the first quarter, but they made some adjustments in the second quarter, especially from some big three-pointers by Darrow and Grayson George, and we got the lead and we kept it and we built on it in the third and fourth, and the Lions come away with the victory tonight, 54-33. And congratulations to the boys as they move on to play at 4:45 on Friday night. So both the boys and the girls, something you were hoping, both of us were hoping for, be on the winner's side of the bracket. Both playing on Friday. The boys will play at 4:45 against Quivira Heights or Victoria. Could be the same matchup. We could play Quivira Heights or on both the boys and the girls side. So Minneapolis with the win tonight as they recover from their loss against the Beloit Trojans the other night.
They go to 8-1 on the year.
So
and we'll see how far they fell in the rankings, in the Kansas Basketball Coaches Association rankings with that one loss.
With Wichita Collegiate losing as well, and Minneapolis losing, you expect to see them drop. Wichita Collegiate, I just don't know about. That was a double overtime loss.
Well, but it was to a 4A school.
4A school,
and they're almost 4A school, so they'll drop. They'll drop.
So Minneapolis though comes away with the victory tonight. Jay Macy, thank you very much for keeping stats for us. As we will take a break, and Ethan, thanks for piping in and giving us some color commentary tonight. And
thank you.
So we appreciate that, and thank you for filming. You do a great job, and we appreciate that as well. Minneapolis comes away with the victory by a score of, well, I just lost it. 54-33. So we'll take a break, and we'll be back with this word from our sponsors.
Created a lot of offense and turnovers tonight, which is good to see because we haven't been doing that.
Yeah, we got some nice transition. It seemed like once we got into some transition points, it freed up some other things.
Yeah, it did.
And that's the case whenever you have that, it frees up some other things. Second quarter recap, we outscored them 19, I think, to 7, I think, in the second quarter. But, yeah, 19 to 7. But the biggest thing right there is John Darrow kind of came off his mark, hit 3 big three-pointers there.
Yep.
And Grayson George hit another 3 at the end, right before the buzzer, right before the half. Just a nice second quarter that gave us a little bit of cushion. And but what that does is on the zone, that collapses them on the outside.
Oh, yeah, opens things
up on the inside.
Yeah, we started to get into our flow a little bit, and I didn't even feel like we were shooting the ball particularly well tonight. We still hit like 7 threes, I think, didn't we? So that's why people don't run us much zone, because when we shoot good, we hit like 10 or 12. And so it was good for us to have to do that and work against that. I'm sure in the future we're going to see it at some point in time. But the main thing, I thought our kids did a better job tonight of playing for 32 minutes. Ellinwood by no means is a team like Beloit, but the thing we did tonight we didn't do the other night is we played the entire game, and I thought the kids, everybody coming in was pretty focused about what we needed to do. So
yeah, they seemed like they recovered well, considering after a tough loss against Beloit.
And a quick turnaround.
And a quick turnaround. Yeah, not a lot of time, and probably maybe one walk-through practice or
practice. So. Yeah, basically. Yeah, we didn't do much.
Yeah, probably the other thing that I noticed, Zach Allison handled himself pretty well tonight. Had some probably his best scoring night. I have 5 points.
Yeah, that is.
Nice job by Zach. And it was controlled. A lot of times Zach will get the ball in the paint and really struggles, but did a nice job of taking his time, got some nice looks, and got a shot or two and made a free throw. So
yeah, absolutely.
Nice pressure defense by Kyler Macy and Garrett Doherty, Casey Argenbright, John Darrow. All those guys did a great job pressing that Corbett kid.
Yeah.
And it seemed like that the Corbett kid's by far their best ball handler.
Right.
But you drop down a ring, they just didn't have much after that.
Much more,
And it was nice to see we got a lot of forced turnovers right there by putting a little pressure on them right there.
Yeah, it worked out well for us. And, we might not be able to do that every night, but in terms of running all those different traps at people, we were coming at them from about 3 or 4 different ways with how we trapped. But
and it took us a while.
You got to be able to do it when you need to do it, and we were.
Took us a while. Took us about the second quarter to figure out that we had to also get back and drop back and not let the big guy drop in a bucket and get a bucket in there. But well, Coach, we play either Quivira Heights or Victoria on Friday night.
Right.
And anything know about either one of those teams?
Both of them have at least one kid on the team that can really score. Quivira Heights actually has 2 kids that are first and third in the area and scoring it at about 25 and 18.5 points a game.
Wow.
2 guards. Victoria's got a little more size. Quivira Heights has got a little more speed. Both have had success in the past. Pretty good programs and some pretty good athletes on their teams. So we'll get a good test either way, whoever we play Friday. So.
Well, Coach, congratulations on a nice victory tonight. Thanks for coming up and talking with us. As Minneapolis Lions improved to 8-1, and they move on to the semifinals. You can see the Quivira Heights or Victoria on Friday. So, Dale, any closing comments?
Keep it up.
Okay. Well, Coach, we appreciate it as Minneapolis Lions come away with the victory tonight by a score of 54-33 against the Ellinwood Eagles, and Minneapolis improves to 8-1. And Coach Shoup said that either team we play, Quivira Heights or Victoria, Quivira Heights, he says, has got 2 players that average in the 20s. So, they could be, no matter who we play, it's going to be a challenge.
Well, it doesn't matter whether they're 1, 2, or 3A. You have to respect them. They may not be as deep, but they still might have some good players. I mean, there's so many kids playing summer ball and the rest that they can really develop their talents. Usually your 1 and 2A teams aren't going to have as much depth as you, but we discovered playing in 2A the 2 or 3 years we did, they've got some staunch opponents in there. So you got to bring your best game in if you want to survive these tournaments playing the smaller classification teams. And if we want to get on to face what we assume will be the Hoisington Cardinals in the finals.
But we got to take care of business come Friday night. So the girls will play at 3 o'clock. The boys will play at 4:45. Dale and I hope to be back on the air and hopefully be.
And Scott and I are just so very happy we don't have to come back Thursday for a consolation semifinal.
Absolutely. So Minneapolis Lions come away with the victory. We want to say condolences out to the Penn family.
Yes.
Terry Penn, a very staunch supporter of the linebackers, and I believe that she's pretty active in that.
Yes,
did a lot for the wrestling program.
Active in the
Cubbackers and everything else, and just tragic to hear her passing away. And we just want to send our prayers to the Penn family and the Johnson family and to the kids. That's a tough one right there. So.
Yes.
So be in prayer for the Penn and the Johnson family. We appreciate you folks listening to us tonight. as the Minneapolis Lady Lions and the Minneapolis Lions both come away with the victory here in the first round of the Hoisington Invitational. For myself, Scott Osherman,
And Dale Leach.
good night from Hoisington, Kansas.